The principle of we were recently awarded a license from the Metro Trading Company, which is a government department, basically to formalise the informal sector, specifically with a focus on street vending. Through our program, we've actually created a network of businesses which will actually be focused around building micro-enterprise and developing that sector of the market. From an industry point of view, in South Africa, our street vending per se is really unevolved. If you look at the streets of Manhattan and even Italy, you've really got world-class type street vending units. There's a lot of support, and from a government point of view, there's also a lot of intervention, which is pretty much lacking in South Africa. Our approach is really surrounded by building a franchise model. The reason why we've done that is to create a cookie-cutter effect, which is easy to duplicate. Our aim is to roll out 6,500 of these units across South Africa. So it's quite a large rollout, but moreover, we're creating a support network as well. Part of the franchise model is also in building a brand. So what you'll actually see is that in the short term to medium term, we aim to actually start doing above the line advertising and building a full retail presence around street vending per se. Our first brand that we've unveiled is basically Fast Forward Cafe. The focus with Fast Forward Cafe is to service commuters as well as office parks. The business model that we've built is really in the supply of commodities. In addition, we've also added prepared food, which attracts high margin. So typically the trade is quite profitable and lucrative. We've actually recruited as part of our board Mr. Livingston Matango, who used to head up the South African Traders Alliance of South Africa, and he's actually been working with the vendors for over 20 years now. So he's had a great impact in terms of recruiting these vendors. The approach to them has been very significantly taken up. Applications are coming in every day. We've also done a lot of media awareness, so our phones are ringing non-stop at the moment about people wanting to partake in the program. Our aim through this program is to take real entrepreneurs, which are the vendors themselves, who have been in trading and have the right skills to offer from a trade point of view, and also the right attitude, and we go through a full selection process in getting them into the program. We've been speaking to a number of government departments to award us grants. In addition, we're working predominantly with corporates, where the bulk of our funding has come to date. On the Black Economic Scorecard, there are 7 criteria which can be used depending on the size of business that you have, one of them being enterprise development funds. So we basically facilitate the administration of the enterprise development funds, and we pass that on onto the vendors in terms of building sustainable businesses. Directly, we aim to have 30,000 people employed through the program, but the knock-on effects, if you take into account the families, we'd basically be changing the lives of 150,000 South Africans. Where to from here? Well, we've rolled out a pilot project which has been running for over 14 months now. It's been incredibly successful. We have 3 vendors currently operational within the Fast Forward brand. So at the moment it's really pretty much subject to funding. We're hoping that we can really kickstart this before 2010 though, so that we can take the culture of South Africa onto the streets, which is where the tourists will be participating. They're welcome to go to our website, which is Franchise Concepts. We also have a registered NGO, which actually helps in the administration of EDF funds, which is called NEDA, but the details are available on our website.
Welcome back. You're watching Business Spotlight. The informal trading sector has long been on the periphery of the South African economy. Regarded as a nuisance to established traders and largely distrusted by consumers, theirs is an existence of economic survival. They're not popular with the law, and it's safe to say that it is not the easiest way to make a living in Africa's big cities. Now, there's a new concept that encourages street traders to sign up for a franchise that gives them training support, a supply chain, and sets them up in a dignified unit. The people behind the concept hope it will change Gauteng's streets forever. CNBC Africa's Lionel Skink went to take a look at this new concept and filed this report.
It's lunchtime and Philemon Shusha is in his element. Serving hot meals, he does a brisk trade from his newly acquired fast food franchise. A street vendor for 9 years, he has come a long way to owning a dignified business.
I am very happy the way business is going now than before. I'm very, very happy, really. I don't know what to say. I'm very, very happy. I'm very, very happy. You know, I just sometimes, I feel to fly in the sky so that the people, they can see, well, what's happened to that man? You see?
Today, he runs a successful business with his wife. He's the first informal trader to benefit from a franchise opportunity. As a street trader, he was plagued with a number of problems. The most pressing was an unpredictable cash flow. It's safe to say that now, that is a thing of the past.
as I can say before, I used to come and do a lot of things before I run my business. But right now, I just come in the morning and then I open the key, I get inside, I just run my business. So even the money which I make now, I can say maybe it's 2 or 3 times better than which I was making before.
The life of an informal trader is made all the more difficult because most of them have to fight off the long arm of the law and have to put up with their wares being confiscated. This is a problem that Philemon is to see the back of.
They don't come here anymore. I'm a free man, I'm telling you. Right now I'm a free man. Even SAP, they used to come and harass me here.
At only 20 rand a plate, his customers queue up every lunchtime. Many work in the vicinity of his store. The menu here is pretty good.
Food is very expensive. You can get food for 30 bucks, but now here you can get it for 20 bucks. With the meat, with salads, which is vegetable, and everything like that.
And I've seen also it's got all these advertising boards on as well. I mean, that's which is awesome. I sit here every day and wait for my love to go home, and I can sometimes get a cold drink or buy cigarettes or whatever I need to get, you know. So I think it's awesome.
The Fast Forward Cafe is the idea of these 3 men. The trio have expertise in marketing, retail, and of course informal trading.
We need to get the buy-in from the street traders and we need to activate funds.
The big idea is to present a unique franchise opportunity to informal traders and roll out the idea all over the country. Sean De Bruin has over 20 years' experience in the retail sector. He has a passion for human development.
We need to develop people in terms of their skill, but we need to equip that skill. And once we have equipped that skill, we've come full circle. Now we are able to say to the person, you've been given the tools, you've been given the ability, now go and make it happen. And through this, we are able to develop entrepreneurs. Ultimately, entrepreneurs then develop their business and become employers. And then employers creates that employment pool. And if we get people that are employed, we take the burden of taxes, we take the burden of social responsibilities. And you know what? I think people in reality will rather be earning their money than depending on a social welfare.
Innovative Franchise Concepts is the name of the vehicle that will bring this unique opportunity to the hordes of the country's informal traders. The ambition is to change the face of street trading forever.
We are forecasting that this business, once optimized, will run at an annual turnover of between 4.5 billion to 5 billion rand. Now there are food retailers out there that's doing 7 billion and they've been running for 20 years. We're forecasting that we should achieve this in year 2 or year 3. That's big business.
The task of pulling resources from the country's other big business belongs to Lee Grant. A prodigy in his own right, from age 19, he has never worked for anybody but his own marketing business.
Most entrepreneurship programs aim to serve the guy who's come out of university who writes a really good business plan but has absolutely no concept on how to build and grow a business. Whereas these street vendors, entrepreneurs who are actually taking to the streets and they're participating, you know, if you look at all the fundamental traits of entrepreneurship, persistence, you know, determination, you know, fight for survival, these are all traits that street vendors ultimately have, and nobody really looks at them as part of the economy because they sort of deemed as cockroaches of the state, and if anything you see law enforcement trying to take them off the street instead of empowering them. So this was where the vision was born to bring a better South Africa home.
Livingston Matanga completes the trio. Himself an informal trader for more than 20 years, he has also been an activist and has fought for the rights of his fellow traders. He sees this new venture as the solution to his long-suffering comrades.
My role is to make sure that this idea is not only the idea of Lee and Sean. This is a people's idea. We want the people to own this idea so that to make this thing success. Because the only point of success in this project is the people is to own the idea.
They plan on taking on the country tomorrow, but for now, they have made the world of difference to the life of an individual trader.
But myself, I was got a dream from the start. I did have a dream, because I go through in a lot of things here, but I didn't give up until now. And I can see now the way forward, where I'm going to.